bad to question God, but to question is to get answers. When I'm praying, I ask God, I'm not refuting him in any way, but I want answers. So first, what is it that we are supposed to be receiving? I think it's important for us to define what it is we need. If you don't know what you need, you don't even know what your goal is, what you need from God, how is he supposed to give it to you. All this comes from prayer and asking him what you need. Some people don't know what they need. There's a difference between what you want and what you need. What we need, all that God has appointed for our lives that work towards the good. Our true direction, our true purpose, all that he has destined for us, that he's anointed us with since we have given our lives to him, since he created us. All these things is what we are supposed to be receiving. God's love, his mercy, his grace, his forgiveness, all these things. The fulfillment for the desires of our heart, according to his will. The next question is who? Obviously, from God. This is an obvious question, but sometimes we get caught up in praying for something and we forget who we're praying to, whom we're receiving it from. God is omniscient and all-powerful, and God is well able, and God is willing, and he loves us. He wants to give us the things that we desire. People ask, how am I going to get it? Is it going to come on time? Is it going to be the right thing? Is it going to be good for me? Well, think about it. We're asking this from God. God doesn't give us things that we don't need. God doesn't give us anything that is wrong or bad, and he is all pure love and goodness. That cancels out all those questions. It cancels out doubt, causes us to be patient with ourselves and with him, and to trust him. How is probably one of the most important parts. How we are to receive. To receive is not just to get. It's not just God giving you something. You have to be in a certain place in your heart, your body, your soul, your mind when you're receiving something. When you're walking down the street or you're driving, you see a homeless person or a beggar, and he's standing there asking for money or food or any of these things. And how are his hands? His hands are out, up, raised, open palms. They're not clenched fists. Because when we receive something, we can't hold on to it anymore. We have to give it up. We have to be able to open ourselves and open our hearts, open our minds to what God is going to give us. And we can't refute that because we're asking him. We don't have any control over that matter. So we have to have a certain eagerness for what God has planned for us. That eagerness cannot be turned into greed. We cannot be greedy with what we need. We cannot be greedy in terms of time. We want it now, now, now. This is like my pastor says it's like a microwave popcorn kind of age. You want everything right now. We don't want to wait anymore. iPhones and all these things that we talked about earlier, we get it now. You don't have to look up things on a phone book anymore. I can just look it up on Google on my phone. It's not something, time is getting quicker and quicker, but God, our time is not his time. We need to be patient. I've learned that recently. Patience when I pray to him. Patience when I listen to him. Patience just to talk to him. Sometimes you don't need everything right then. Sometimes you just want to thank him. Just by yourself in a sacred place. Patience comes from faith that we have in him, and that faith comes from trust. Trust that he will not forsake you, that he'll give you guidance in the best direction at the best time. And the same is for our wisdom. We have to trust him that he knows more than we do. He made us, he made the world. There might be something that he knows that we don't know. When God spoke to Abraham, he just told him to go to the place I will show you. He didn't ask questions. Abraham probably didn't know where it was or how he was going to make it there, but he trusted in God, and God provided for him and blessed him abundantly. To each his own, God is specific. When someone receives something that I think I should have received, I've been praying so long for it, why did she get it? I want a new car. That girl has a new car. I know she's not as spiritual as I am. I don't know why she's getting these things. God is very specific. God is working through personal relationships. Some things I might need that someone else might need. and vice versa. Other things that hinder us is stubbornness and independence. We think our problems can be solved, we can do it ourselves. Sometimes we don't even acknowledge the fact that we have a problem. If you don't acknowledge the fact that you have a problem, how are we supposed to look to God for the solution? So there is an internal thing of giving and receiving here. We give God, when we give to God and we receive from God, from what we receive, we continue to give, and He gives back to us, and it's a trade. So when we don't receive in the way that He wants us to, when there's a problem receiving, a blessing that God has for you, and it's just waiting there on the table for you, that tells Him you have doubts in Him, that you don't trust Him, that there's something you need to fix with your relationship. Receiving isn't just giving consent to a change, but being the change. Not everything God allows you to receive you might not like or understand, but what you receive needs to be transformed into an expression for His glory. If you receive a breakthrough from something, God has given you a breakthrough, it's not just relief to you. He wants your breakthrough to be a testimony for someone else so they can be encouraged to have faith in Him through their breakthrough.
Yeah.
If He gives you a blessing, you're not supposed to squander it, you're not supposed to show it off, boast about it. You're supposed to take what you have and share it with His other children. If He gives you a gift or a talent, you're not supposed to suppress it. I don't like to sing in public. I don't want to do this. But it's a gift that you have to give to minister to other people. And when you receive in the right way and with your heart in the right place, it truly changes your life forever.